Hey there, good morning, and welcome. This is Norris, and I'm just going to run through creating the One Ring 2E character on Foundry. Now, this is obviously set up for the game that I've created, and added tons of assets and information and things like that too. So this is going to vary a bit depending on the lore master and how they've set up their Foundry game. But I thought this would be helpful maybe to some of the players that I play with and to other people in the future. So the first thing you should see when you join a game is a list of characters that you can claim. I'm test today, so my test character is there. You color your avatar. Avatar doesn't really matter as far as I can tell, but your color does, because that creates the pings. When you ping a place, it will show a color. So you probably don't want to be the same color as somebody else. And then I just want to claim my character. So I'll save my configuration by claiming my character. I should go to here. I have player heroes, campaign heroes, and down here, here's all the different characters I have, but here is my test character. So this is where we're going to start, and I'm going to follow the same procedure as the core rule books, which I have up right here. Now it's not particularly simple, but it takes some know-how, especially with Foundry, because Foundry is just sort of weird. So here are the stats. The first thing to do is pick our heroic cultures. That determines our stat array table and things like that. So, and we'll get into all the other things in a second. So I need to decide what type of character I want to be. Do I want to be a bardine, a dwarf, an elf, so on? I think I'm going to pick a dwarf just because it sounds sort of fun. I like dwarves in general. They are neat. So we start off with characteristics, and we have the very first thing, cultural blessing. Read out the table. You have the load rating of any armor. You have the load rating of any armor you're wearing, rounding fractions up, including helms, but not shields. So that's quite good. So I would take this, my cultural blessing, and there are certain things in Foundry that they've made to have basically drag and drop situations, but for some reason cultural blessing is not one of them. So I'm just going to put this here. I'll put a colon there. I'll go back to this, and I'm just going to copy and paste this in. Now this video might turn into two parts, I'm not sure. So now I have that. It's just sitting there in my cultural blessing. So that's my cultural blessing. Cool. I also, dwarves are shorter than men, but their works as miners and smiths endows them with powerful arms and shoulders, yet they still favor shorter weapons over long ones. Dwarven adventurers cannot use the following pieces of war gear: great bow, great spear, and great shields. So I'm just going to take this like this. There's no real good spot for this in the Foundry character sheet. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it in notes, because I want to remember this. Like, if your lore master is on it, they probably would remember. But I'm just going to put note, stature, and then copy and paste that into my notes. That seems like a good place to put it. There's nowhere else to put it as far as I can tell. So hobbits have the same thing. They're too short to use some things. So yeah. All right. And then we'll go back to here. Standard of living. My standard of living is prosperous. So I'll go here. You can go to this drop down menu, prosperous. There we go. Back to here. Now this is where things start to change in terms of the order, because the Foundry character sheet does not follow the same order as the character sheets on, or the list of things in the core rulebook, which is sort of annoying and can make it a little confusing because you have to jump around a bit. So now we're going to tackle our core, choose a set of attributes or roll a success die. So you can obviously choose whichever set of attributes you want. These will change. You get to upgrade them at the end of character creation, but this is just sort of your set that you get to choose from. I'm going to roll. I think that's fun. So I'm going to go to my rollable tables, cultural stat rolls, and I enabled this for all my players. I'm going to click here. Obviously, you could just do this by hand. And I'm going to go down to Dwarves of Durinfolk. I'm just going to click roll. And 6, 2, 6 is my thing. So I have 6 strength. I have 2 heart. That's very, very low. Oh, not 20 heart. Just 2. And 6 wits. So I'm very strong in strength and wits and very low in heart. So that's fun. That gives a lot of character, sort of like, you can think of like what type of character this is already by that. Now I have to calculate my derived stats. So endurance equals strength plus 22. So this is where things get a little goofy because endurance isn't near any of the other stats. It's below the common skills, below distinctive features, below rewards, and in resources. So 22 plus strength would be 28. I'm a beefy boy. Or girl. I don't know. I haven't decided what type of character this is, or their gender, or if they have one. So 28 is my endurance. Let's see here. I can go back to here and go heart plus 8. Ooh, that's very low hope. So my hope is right here. So that's just 10 hope. Because I only have 2 heart. That's pretty low. And then the last one is parry. Wits plus 10. Which means, again, this is weird because this should all seem like it would go together. Where's parry? Parry's not here. Parry is actually down near combat proficiencies. My parry is, wait, what was it? It was 10 plus wits, which gives me 16 parry. That's pretty good for my base. Considering that I don't have a shield as of yet or any other things. Okay, so that's that. And now we can go down to skills. It says copy the listed skill ranks. So we're going to copy these numbers down. You will have time to improve these. Oh, yeah. With skill points, sorry, I said that you could improve these stats, but the attributes are actually static. You cannot improve those. It's these that you can improve at the end of character creation. So now we're going to have to do a little swapping back and forth. So 2, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2. Oh, that's actually pretty easy for me to remember. 2, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2. So this is tricky. You can click these, but nothing happens, right? It just is static. You have to hold Alt and click to get them to fill up. So I have 2, wait, right? Yeah, 2, 1, 0, 0. 2, 1, athletics, awareness, 0, 0, 1, and 2. If you hit too many times, you need to delete one. You hold Alt and Shift. Hopefully you're not on a Mac. I have no idea what it is for that because I know the keys are a bit different. And click. So if you hold Alt and Shift and click, it will take one away, like so. But yeah, that's a thing. Craft. Okay, and 0, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1. So 0, 3, 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1. And the last one, 0, 0, 3, 2, 2, 1. 0, 0, 3, 2, wait, yeah, 2, 2, and 1. There we go. So now I have my common skills all mapped out there. That's pretty simple. Now, combat proficiencies, I get to choose axes or swords to have 2 proficiency and choose one other to have 1. Yeah, all right. So I think I'll probably be So this again is down at combat proficiencies in the Foundry module character sheet. And I'll have 2 into swords, 1, 2, and then brawling is just a average of all yours. And then I'll have 1 into axes, because that sounds sort of cool. I don't want to just be the axe wielding dwarf. That's just sort of cliche. So a sword wielding dwarf with an axe at his belt sounds sort of cool. Maybe like a throwing axe or something like that would be a cool character. So he's hand to hand with his sword, but he throws axes. I like that idea. So now I need to choose a distinctive feature. So here's the list of distinctive features I can choose from: cunning, fierce, lordly, proud, secretive, stern, wary, and willful. If I go here, so this is one of the things that may vary in your game. So here's the distinctive feature field. Now you can't actually click into this, right? None of these you can. They're completely static. So there has to be characteristics that are drag and drop. So I'm going to go here and into characteristics in the items directory. Distinctive features, boom, here we are. And I can pick 2 of these distinctive features. I like the idea of being cunning, so I'm totally going to take that. I am very cunning. Now these aren't loaded with the macro with the description. It just has the page number. I've copy and pasted all of the descriptions into this. Your wit is sharp, and you are ready to use it to take your advantage. That's an awkward sentence, but that's the way it was in the book, so I'm going to keep it that way. And let's see here. Fierce, proud, secretive, stern. I'll be fierce as well. I'm a cunning, fierce fellow. Fierce also. So I can just drag and drop these in. If I ever need to, when provoked or when you deem it necessary, you may allow your savage side to emerge. I don't really like the word savage in general, but that's the way they choose. So, all right. Languages, typical names. I need to name my guy or my person. I don't really like the idea of gendered names, so I typically just hunk these all together. But whatever. I'm going to just pick a name that I think sounds dwarvish. I can go up here. Oakland Birg. There. That's my character's name. Oh, I should maybe pick my age. My age is 142 years old. I don't really know. I am a dwarf of Durin's folk. Oakland, Durin. That sounds similar. Cool. And I don't have a title. I don't have a fellowship focus because that comes into like when I have a party. Shadow path. I don't have yet because that's connected to my calling, which I haven't picked. It says caller here, but that's just the default. So the next thing is callings. So I'm going to save that for part 2. Thanks for following along so far. Check out part 2 to finish character creation.